Hey guys, it's Patrick from Fix You Physio here in Sligo and Letterkenny. So this week we're doing information videos about hands and wrists. So today I'm going to talk to you briefly about scaphoid and the scaphoid bone or scaphoid fractures. So the scaphoid is, if you follow the bottom of your thumb down into this area here, it's going to be a bone on top of your radius, which is this bone here. So in my hand, if we follow my thumb down here and then just come in a little bit, that's going to be my scaphoid in there. And then this bone here that follows on my arm is going to be my radius. So it's really important when we see people coming in that we're able to differentiate between a fracture at the end of this bone versus your scaphoid in here versus the bottom of your thumb and versus tendon and muscles around it. So there's really good orthopedic tests and there's really good clinical tests that we can do and examine to pick exactly what it is and then carry on your care from there. So with scaphoid fractures, the group of bones in your wrist are called your carpal bone, and your scaphoid is the most commonly fractured carpal or wrist bone, and the people who commonly fracture that the most are males aged 15 to 30, and they commonly fracture it after falling on an outstretched arm. So all the force goes back up through the wrist, it extends and compresses that bone, and then it radially deviates that bone as well and compresses and fractures it. So physical examination and orthopedic tests matched with your subjective, which is what you tell us at the start, gives us a high suspicion of it, and then the orthopedic test can test that or improve that. So a little bit of difference about the blood supply in your scaphoid is that the blood actually comes in from this side at the top and goes down through the bone. So if you were to fracture a scaphoid at the top where there's lots of blood, then generally those fractures heal quite well. Whereas if you fracture your scaphoid at the bottom of that bone where there's not as much blood or there's less blood coming in, then you've got a higher risk of non-union or not healing well. The scaphoid is known as your ball bearing of your wrist. So if you injure that, you really compromise your wrist. And rehab after that is really specific. It's not just trying to strengthen up your wrist like that. There's really intricate ways your wrist supports and stabilizes itself through movement and through grip strength, which is really cool. But if you work really hard on that, generally you have a really good outcome after it. So if you've got any injuries around your wrist, around the top of this bone or the bottom of your thumb, and you want to either come in and see us, give us a call or give us a message, or if you just have any questions you want to fire across, then message us on Facebook, and we, as always, will be happy to get back to you.